Hey, welcome back to another YouTube video. It's Jake. Today we're going to be talking about 4 consistent rules that I've learned over the years of just, working out, content creation, just everything in life in general. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and, let's get right into it. So the first thing is being too hard on yourself. So a lot of the times when you're doing anything in life, you may be hard on yourself. That was a big problem for me. I would just be super hard on, whether I'm working hard enough at the gym, whether I'm, putting enough effort into videos, whether I'm giving enough effort just in general. And in doing that, when you care that much, you don't post anything or you don't put any work in because you're too hard on yourself. And that was a big thing with content creation. I'm a lot more consistent now because I understood that going through the trials and tribulations, it's gonna take time. You gotta keep posting, you gotta keep doing all that so that you get into the groove of it, so you get better at doing whatever it is. And that's with everything, right? That's when you're working out, repetitions, progressive overload, all this stuff adding up, that's gonna help you get to where you need to go, right? I'm kind of like a perfectionist when it comes to a lot of things, which in a way, like, being hard on yourself is good, but it's also bad because if you don't produce, then like, what are you doing, right? You need to be putting the work in. You need to be chipping away at it constantly, and that's where you're gonna get to where you want to be, right? And it's the same thing with anything in life. Even if you're running a business, right? You need to make sure your employees are in check. You need to make sure all work's being done. You need to make sure you're giving out a good product. You're not half-assing things, and money's being put to good things, not being wasted. Time management's being used correctly. Just whatever, right? All right, and the second point, which is a huge thing, on the bad days, say you're feeling like shit in the gym, you're groggy, maybe the pre's not kicking in as hard as it could, your content creation isn't doing as well, like the views aren't doing good, likes aren't doing good, business isn't doing well that week or that month, it's super easy to get caught up in that bullshit and then like really ruin your day. A lot of the times, the most important thing is to neglect that, and not neglect the progress that you're making, but neglect the negativity that comes along the way, right? So say you're feeling like shit at the gym, understand that just might be a bad day for you. You're not gonna feel great, you're not gonna feel like crazy even if you're on pre every single workout, right? You're gonna have those days where you don't feel like going super hard, or maybe your shoulders injured, your chest, your joints aren't, they're a little stiff, they're not as they're not primed up, right? Or if you're making content creation, the views aren't doing as good, the likes aren't doing as good, the comments, no interaction, right? And you fall off track the next day, or maybe you fall off track the entire week. That's happened to me, that's happened to everybody, right? But you learn, you got to go through that. You got to understand that there's going to be days like that. There's going to be days where you put out maybe your best content and it doesn't do as well, and that's just life. That's with anything, right? You give it your all and it just doesn't do as well. And then maybe something that you don't put as much work in does crazy, and it's like you can't win it all. And the same goes with the opposite. So say things are going really well for you, business is booming, content creation is booming, gym, you're feeling good for the entire like week or month or whatever. It's so easy to get caught up in that as well. It's so easy to be like, damn, I'm feeling great, like maybe I need a rest, maybe I need a day off, and then a day turns into a whole week. All right, so the third one, constantly changing your routine. When you're changing your routine, as humans, we tend to stick to a routine, and when we stick to a routine, it's very easy to follow. It's an everyday thing that we get very used to and we adapt to. And if you start changing that, your sleep schedule, or when you go to the gym, or when you make meals, it's gonna fuck everything up. And when you're doing all that, you're gonna fall short on some things, right? Say you have a goal and like every day you're doing the exact same thing, and then one day you switch, or a couple days you switch, and it starts to slack off. The hardest thing is sleep, and that's been the hardest thing with me, especially lately. Like, I stay up editing like a video very long, and then it backtracks me with my sleep, right? So like then it's hard to like get my gym session in, because maybe like I wake up super late and it's hard to fit in the gym and get a video up and get a meal in and do all this stuff. It messes you up a lot. You may want to work really hard one night, but a lot of people, especially me, take their sleep for granted. So and sleep is a super important part of this consistency, and that's probably the biggest part of these 4 things for me, is keeping a same routine. Because say I have a few days off of work or just whatever, right? Like I have free time, I like to work. I like to work at work, and my mind can work a lot more than my body can handle. So sometimes I'm gonna miss sleep, and it's super hard because I'm working out and I'm editing videos and I'm doing all this, and my body needs a recovery, right? All right, and the 4th and final one is having too many distractions in your life. Everyone is a victim of this. I'm a victim of this. You're a victim of this. Every single person watching this is a victim of it. You have so many distractions, and it's mainly on your cell phone, right? Scrolling on social media, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, right? and you know, so many hours can go by, and it's just an easy thing. It's in your pocket, you have it around with you at all times, right? And that's not even it. You might have that, but you might be going to clubs, you might be going to party, you might be, you know, hanging out with friends, and you know, that's not all a bad thing, right? Like, enjoy your life and do all that. But if you're really trying to focus and grind and achieve something great beyond the standard of what everyone expects from you or expects from society, like going to high school, going to post-secondary, getting a job and all that, if you want to, you know, go beyond that, you know, take a different path in life, you're gonna have to cut out a lot of distractions. You're gonna have to cut out a lot of free time that you have to chip away every single day, because it's not like you have a lot of free time like you did when you were a kid, right? Maybe you're in high school and you have school throughout the day, then you have homework, then you have whatever, maybe you play sports or whatever. So fitting in that stuff and going with friends, you're not going to get as much work done. Or if you're working, right, like it's the same thing, you're taking up 8, 9 whatever hours, right? But if you really want to advance and do great and, you know, be very successful, all the time you have after your job, during the weekend, whatever, you need to spend that time and put the effort towards what you love to get done. And that's what's going to separate you from everybody else. All right, so those are 4 consistent, you know, tactics, things you need to work on, things I even need to work on. If you like this video, give it a like, comment, subscribe. I like doing these videos, you know, I just hit the track, so I'm like, I feel like this is something I'm gonna start doing. Like, whenever I hit the track, just set up the camera and just have a little talk. It was just an idea that came up in my mind. I'm sure there's a lot more things. This is just like the first 4 that came to my mind. So yeah, if you like the video, let me know any other video ideas. If you haven't checked the vlogs out, I have 2 vlogs right now. I'm trying to do vlogs every week, so you know, maybe I'll add, you know, like a talking little chat video like this, just about, you know, self-improvement, anything, here and there, just whenever I'm feeling like it, to be honest. So, you know, if you like these videos, comment, let me know, and yeah, we'll be back probably next vlog. So peace.